Let's start off really with vaccines, where we at with that.
Yeah, so I thought it's quite timely to raise the flag again for clostridial vaccines, the 5-in-1 type, the old true stalwart of vaccines. Still to this day, after many, many years, and as I've just said, it's probably one of the oldest really commercially viable vaccines that have been used in the farming industry. They're still to this day one of the cheapest and best insurance forms that you've got against a lot of very fatal diseases and quite economically devastating diseases potentially. So I guess there's two ways that these vaccines are commonly used, and it involves an understanding of the differences in the two class of clostridial vaccine. So we have a multivalent vaccine, often traditionally was the old 5-in-1, we called 5-in-1 vaccine, which was a combination of antigens against a number of clostridial bugs or sudden death type bugs, including tetanus, pulpy kidney, malignant edema, these types of diseases. These traditionally in the sheep farming industry are generally given pre-lamb. They provide a wide range of cover against a number of clostridial diseases, and if they're given to an animal that's already been sensitised at prior times in its life, and they're given it about 4 to 6 weeks before the new lambs are born, then we get a really good passage of immunity through the first milk of the ewe into the lamb, and we get really good protection invoked to the lamb in that way. And that's very, very different from the way that we use lamb vaccine. So if people realise that there's a difference between what's in lamb vaccine and what's in 5-in-1 vaccine, we're on the right path. So lamb vaccine contains cover for pulpy kidney, but particularly it contains ready-made antibodies, already made, made in a Percheron horse actually, against tetanus toxin. And so the prime role for lamb vaccine is given at marking, at tailing, because we end up with a tailing wound, and that traditionally was very, very prone to be getting the entry point to the tetanus bug, which would result in losses from tetanus. So lamb vaccine will give us ready-made immunity right at the time that it's given, but that lasts for only a period of about 10 days. And so it covers that marking or that tailing period, but then the immunity will wane again. And so if you're wanting good robust cover, then I think use of pre-lamb vaccine with 5-in-1 in the ewe, and that means that those animals must be sensitised. So all your replacement stock, once you've got that worked out, you need to embark on perhaps with your vet, on a good system of sensitising the animals so that each year before they lamb you can boost them and get a really good immunity peak that will be passed on to the lamb. And if we're relying on lamb vaccine, there's two things to understand. One is the immunity is only very short-lived for tetanus in particular, and if you wanted ongoing immunity, you'd need further boosts. So often these are done at weaning, so the first primary dose of lamb vaccine given at marking or at tailing, and then a consolidating boost against pulpy kidney again at weaning.